Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories. And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. And let's crack on with today's first story. Much love, guys. Now today's first story comes from the Am I the Arsehole Here subreddit from Unusual Capital 9083 and says, Am I the arsehole here for not caring about my wife's affair? My 29 male, wife 29 female, has been having an affair for 2 years, and I've been aware of it pretty much the whole time. We've been together 7 years and married for 5. We don't have kids. I've been working from home since COVID hit. For the last 3+ years, she's been a secretary in a large office building. Now, I'm not going to pretend like we had the perfect marriage 2 years ago and that I can't believe she would do this. I was totally complacent in my life and really wasn't putting much effort into our relationship at all. That doesn't excuse what she did, and she had her own issues with intimacy and communication that led us to where we were then. I just want it clear that I'm no saint in all of this. I totally understand we were basically roommates that on rare occasions had sex. Well, I found out right away when the emotional affair started. I've got all of our everything logged into every device we have, including my work computer. I mean synced email, text, photo, social media, etc. So I was basically reading her affair regularly, including when it became a physical affair about 4 weeks in. The part that told me it was over though was I felt nothing about this. I was totally indifferent, maybe a little embarrassed at worst. When the physical affair started 2 years ago, I recognized this marriage was dead and that I should just divorce, mostly because I felt nothing. I started looking into lawyers and figured we could just do this easy and amicably. Well, here's where the crazy part happens. When the emotional affair started, she seemed, I wouldn't say happy, but less sad. Then the weekend after the physical affair started, I got the shock of my life. She came into my office that Saturday morning and asked me to take her on a hike and picnic. Initially I thought this is the moment to burst her bubble and reveal what I know, but I didn't. I decided to actually get up and do this. I kinda thought she was gonna reveal it herself and ask for divorce. We had a real nice time. It was a great day and she never brought up anything. I chalked it up as one more good memory before we end this thing. Then she asked me out again that week and we had intimacy. I don't know if it was shame or guilt or what, but she was basically taking the initiative to improve our marriage. After that first week, she began to open up more about her feelings. I, for some reason, had a fire lit under me and started to make some effort in our relationship. Started reconnecting with some old friends, got all the laundry off the gym equipment. The affair continued, but as we spent more time together over those early weeks, and since it really gave me no concern and everything seemed better, I decided to just forget about it and divorcing her and just start enjoying my life. I do still love this woman very much. Up until 2 days ago, we were in a really solid place. We had outings every other weekend, date night Thursday, regular intimacy and communication. I don't even read their messages anymore, just occasionally to see if it's still going on. 2 days ago, I noticed she was having frequent and long conversations with one of her close friends. I asked my wife about it, and it turns out that this friend's husband got caught having an affair. My wife has been comforting her. This would not have been a big deal, but my wife then started bashing the husband for cheating. I don't know why I said it, but it came out. You're one to judge. She got super defensive and pressing me for why I said that. I initially tried to apologize and move on, but she wasn't letting up, and I eventually spilled I've known about her affair the whole time. She tried to play dumb, which annoyed me, so I started citing specifics. She then got really mad at me, started crying, accusing me of not caring about her. I got pissed then and started yelling at her, because I'm not the one having an affair. It got heated and we went to separate rooms and slept it off. Yesterday morning, she got up extra early and went to work before I got up. I tuned back into their messages and she had broken up with a affair partner. He was messaging her constantly on every app and she just kept blocking him. She came home early yesterday. I went to talk to her and she stopped me, looked at me and asked how I could let this go on. I replied because I just didn't care. She then called me a huge arsehole and locked herself in our bedroom until she left for work this morning. She got home tonight, said nothing to me, and locked herself in again. I can't even imagine in what bizarro world I could possibly be the arsehole in this situation. Is there a perspective out there where I am? If so, please share it with me, because in my mind, there isn't. And in the comments, Lamb says not the arsehole, but telling her you just didn't care put her in a funny place against the guilt she's been feeling and the attempt to rediscover your relationship, but most definitely not the arsehole. Tyrannosaurus says the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. Valuable ad reply sat says, and it's always so much worse for the cheater. They expect rage and then boom, they didn't even care at all. Really fucks with them. Pick your teeth up says on the back of that, most affairs come from low self-esteem. They need more validation than a relationship can give them. It's very immature seeking outside confirmation of your value rather than just working on yourself. So to cheat because you're not sure you're good enough, only to have that seemingly confirmed when you're discovered, is a double blow. This isn't excusing cheating. Hopefully nobody will read it like that, but if you can understand someone's underlying motivation, you can sometimes understand their seemingly unusual actions. Edit. Wrote this not expecting many people to see it, so it's quite broad and generalizes a lot, but now it's been upvoted more. People are seeing it and it's hurt some of them because they feel it doesn't reflect their situation. Being cheated on is super shit. I'm so very sorry for unintentionally triggering people with this comment. You deserve so much better, and I hope you've already found it. I'm going to leave it unedited because other people are saying it's helped them, and I also feel it's true in a general sense. Emphasis on general. There are clearly loads of exceptions and more than a few sociopaths out there. Natural ad says not the arsehole. She was the arsehole for having the affair. She's upset you didn't get crazy mad and confront her about it when you first found out. Makes her think you don't care about her at all. This is dumb, of course, since she was the one who valued you so little that she cheated, but it still feels like you were the arsehole to her. I doubt she's going to try to do the whole "it's your fault I cheated" thing, but she's embarrassed that you just let it go on like it was no big deal. That's a shot to the ego. Opie says, yeah, another commenter said something similar. I don't necessarily think she's trying to turn it around on me. I think she's upset that I don't care. Opie gave a quick little update in the comments that says, quick update, she came to me about 12:30 last night. We had a pretty deep discussion that felt incomplete. We were both exhausted and emotional. We promised to continue today when she gets home from work. I will post an update either late tonight or tomorrow morning. Not 100% on where we stand right now, but the tone was somewhat optimistic. At the same time, I don't want to give her an incomplete update. I did not show her this post yet, but will tonight. Thanks for all the responses so far. I'm seeing more and more how poorly I've handled the situation, because this is a very common comment, and EA means emotional affair and PA means physical affair. Sorry for using acronyms. But OP does come in with her update and says, first off, I appreciate everyone's comments on the original post, except those of you that just get on and throw insults. You need therapy more than anyone on this whole sub. If you missed the original post, you can see it in my profile. I decided against showing the post or any comments. Instead, I used it to organize my thoughts and points. Our conversations I'm going to share below in no way were linear. We jumped around in topic, talking this, which led to that, only to come back to this, reveal that, and so on. I'm just going to try and put it all together as coherently as possible. Like I said in a comment on the other post, my wife finally came out at around 12:30 AM Friday and joined me on the couch in my office. She curled in next to me and just cried for a solid 15 to 20 minutes, and we were just silent otherwise. When she was ready, we began talking until we were worn out. We picked that up again last night, which was also taxing. We finally finished up, for now, this morning. This includes long spells of crying, hysterical bonding, and a phone call to the affair partner while I listened. He was aware. The start of the affair was pretty cliche. Flirty small talk, makes her feel good, escalates, become messaging, then sharing personal details, and eventually to kissing. Probably don't need to explain the rest of the escalation from there. We talked a lot about what got her to that point. She remembers it seemed like nothing she did could get my attention. I agreed with this completely. I also stated though that I don't remember too many attempts. She acknowledged that she wasn't very forthcoming in those days, always hinting at what she wanted and not just outright saying it. There wasn't any one moment she said that broke the camel's back, just a collection of times. When a fair partner came into the picture, the validation was intoxicating, especially in contrast to years of neglect. However, she said she felt a ton of guilt and shame. She was in the same spot I was when it started, assuming we were just divorced as we were largely just roommates at that point. The hike and picnic was supposed to be the last bit of assurance that our marriage was over. She did not expect me to agree to go or for it to be such a pleasant time. From that point, we started reconnecting and she made the decision to make the effort as long as I kept making the effort. She opened up more and I was responding. That got us to where we've been for the last 2 years. As to why she didn't end it with a fair partner once I was back, she admitted she was just being selfish, kept telling herself she would but didn't actually want to. I was planning dates, listening, and back to initiating intimacy often. He doted on her and validated her. She had the best of everything. Eventually, she just convinced herself what I didn't know didn't hurt me. This makes her feel stupid now, knowing I knew the whole time. We talked about my surveillance and she said she's having trouble getting over this and feels betrayed. I didn't give her any excuses. It came up because she did ask how I knew, and I told her she's been logged into our old desktop / my work computer on our email, Insta, Facebook, etc. for years, as well as it being connected to our cloud. I owned up to how wrong this was, but we both agreed that if we're going to make the reconciliation work, we're going to have to forgive each other for a lot of things. As many said and were right about, my "I don't care" statement was extremely triggering and hurtful. It took her right back to where we used to be. I took advice and organized my thoughts and told her that it wasn't that I don't care. I care about her immensely and changed for the better these last 2 years because I wanted to be there for her. I then explained that I should have said it doesn't bother me. She's still trying to wrap her head around this. I'm trying to explain how I just basically don't feel jealousy or insecurity, which is hard to put into words. It also causes a mix of emotions on her end. I told her that her being happy again made everything worth it for me. Also, the affair got me off my ass for the first time in years. So in a way, I've kind of told myself it was a blessing these past years. Finally, to address the breakup with a fair partner. She said once it was out, she went into a doom spiral thinking everything in her life was a sham. She felt guilty over everything. She cut him loose and locked me out. She was basically beating herself up for being awful to both of us. Listening to her call with him was hard even for me. From what she's told me in our conversations and the call, I'm pretty convinced he was / is in love with her. I think he was holding out hope that we would divorce at some point. She laid it out for him that we would not and were going to do everything to make this marriage work. He didn't beg or degrade himself but seemed genuinely hurt. When the call ended, she reblocked him and stated she has to go no contact so he can heal and actually go and find someone and we can fix our issues. We are working out our plans to fix our marriage. Not totally sure where to go from here. She wants individual counseling for herself, so we will make that happen. After she has done that for a while, we will probably start marriage counseling. We are also going to symbolically fresh start and I'm getting a new work computer. From there, it's being open and honest with each other every day and making sure we are being present in our lives. I love this woman very much and want to make this work. Now to address some of the other questions. Sorry to all the poly / ENM people. We did not discuss this. She never called herself anything other than a cheater or unfaithful. I don't have the emotional bandwidth to bring this up right now, so if this is ever discussed, it'll be down the road. I've never tested for autism or depression or anything really. I've always been stoic and was raised that men don't show emotion, only when appropriate. I seriously doubt I have any underlying undiagnosed mental health issue. I've never been much of a feelings person, but I'm good in a social scene and understand societal norms. Some people just don't feel as deeply as everyone else seems to. Don't know if this is the update everyone wanted, but it's where we're at today. Might be somewhere totally different tomorrow. Right now, all I can do is take it a day at a time. A couple of the top comments, Maka says, this is the woman who flamed her friend's husband for cheating when she was doing the same thing. She's a hypocrite and would have kept her affair had you not informed her that you knew. She's not regretful she cheated, but that she got caught. Good luck, OP. Bear in Prime says, yeah, see you in a few years when you post again. Hitler Lee says, I doubt it will be that long. When a cheater is rewarded, they cheat again. OP replies saying, I'm going to offer some clarification since the main hang-up, aside from the incels obsessed with the word cuck, is that my wife said she felt betrayed. The reality of our conversations is that they are 90% of her self-depreciating and begging for forgiveness, talking through her affair, the triggers, the whys, the feelings, and 10% of us talking about the parts I played, surveillance, my universal apathy or indifference. Honestly, it's like pulling teeth to get her to open up about how my actions made her feel. And I understand why the response is. It's just one of the faults of Reddit communication. I'm here having these conversations in real time. Everyone else is reading a 10-paragraph summary, which is going to make things seem equal or one-sided. I understand when responding you only have the issue in front of you, but try to realize there is more than just what's typed. And I think a lot of the comments on this one basically said he set her up to be able to have another affair and get away with it next time. And for me, I just would never be able to move past that. Regardless of about how you feel what happened previous in the relationship, you know, them just like basically falling out of love, not working on their relationship and things like that. You know, it doesn't excuse the cheating. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. Would you ever be able to move past something like that? Oof, dearie me. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. And our next story comes from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit from a throwaway account. It does have an update, but it's very tiny. And it says, am I the arsehole for refusing to pay for my stepdaughter's tuition because she never liked me? I, female 39, married my husband, male 54, 6 years ago. Together 8. Has 2 children, male 20 and female 19, Emma. I have a daughter, female 9. I was a widow when I met my husband. Emma had severe issues with her father getting married again, while her brother got along very well with me and my daughter. Is the best older brother out there. Emma did not like me and she treated my daughter very badly too, to the degree that she almost never left my arms when her sister was home. When Emma was 15, she permanently moved in to live with her mother. My deceased husband left me a small fortune when he passed that I never touched since I had a good job, never wanted anything more. So last year I helped paying my stepson's tuition. I'm planning to do that with my daughter too, and the rest I will add to my daughter. My stepdaughter is very angry now, calling me the arsehole. Am I? I never had a good relationship with her. She always hated me and I don't think she's becoming a good person, and honestly, I'd rather leave more to my daughter and pay for her ungrateful ass. My husband is sad because he thinks I am being unjust. I'm very sad about it, but I still don't feel like I'm the arsehole. Northern Tropic says this, and not the arsehole. She has no claim on your money. She hasn't treated you as family, so you don't have to treat her as family. Your husband should feel blessed you chose to give some of your first husband's money to his son. Not many people would do this. She is not entitled to anything from you when she can't even give you respect for how father feels about you. Opie says, she says this was the proof that I treated her badly. Cranky Wife says, not the arsehole. Emma has 2 parents who can fund her. She's not your child. She's not even your friend. Tell hubby if he wants everyone to be equal, then you will withdraw from helping his son. They are all ungrateful. Instead of being appreciative of what you are giving, they look at what else they can demand from you. Emma's parents are getting a break by your paying brother's tuition, so they can put more of their assets towards Emma to make it fair if they want. Step-parent does not mean they're entitled to your assets. Wes Cavina says, more info please. If I understand, Emma was 13 when you married her father and brought a 3-year-old daughter into the marriage. Is that right? How long had her parents been divorced before your marriage? Did anyone make any attempt to help a 13-year-old, used to being the youngest, maybe still reeling from her parents' breakup, adapt to their parents' divorce, her father's remarriage, and a sudden acquisition of both stepmother and a much younger sibling? Did you seriously continually walk around carrying a 3-year-old all the time? How much time did Emma get with her father before and after the marriage? Did you make any attempt to understand Emma's issues? OP says, they divorced shortly after Emma's birth. After she moved back with her mother, my husband spent Sundays with them because she refused to visit our place. From what I experienced with my husband, he's a good father, and both his children are well-adjusted people. He's a great father to my daughter too. And one more comment with a different take on the matter from Consider It's Tree, who says, I'm not going to call you the arsehole here. I'm going to do something that is dangerous on Reddit and try to offer a little bit of nuance. Stepdaughter was 11 to 13 when her father replaced her family with a new wife and baby. I know that is overly dramatic. That is what it might seem like to a preteen. When you marry someone who has young children, you are not just marrying that person, you are joining that family. I know she has a bio mum still. I'm not saying you agreed to be her mum, but you did agree to be an authority figure in her life. Now, as a stepmom, it can be hard to support and nurture while not overstepping, as you are not her mother. But it should not be hard to see why it is difficult for her to open up to you in that situation. You are not the arsehole in who you choose to support with your money in that single instance. Whether or not you are an arsehole in general has a lot to do with the effort you made to be a positive influence in her life up until now. It is the adult's burden to build those relationships because it is the adult who has consented to have that relationship in their life. 11 is a funny age where it may not be possible to build a familial bond. It is not old enough that a lack of respect could not be corrected, which is the father's responsibility in this situation. If she is openly rude or disrespectful to you and your daughter, it is not entirely her fault. The adults need to take some responsibility for that situation. How much responsibility belongs to who depends on a lot of context that can't be gleaned from this post alone. OP comes in with her update and says, hi, this is my update. And then says they must have sent this message. Hi Emma, unfortunately I have no means to pay for your education, nor do I understand why you'd expect me to. However, I can help you with finding you student jobs on evenings and weekends. I know many children doing that, including myself. Wish you good luck. Then I assume this is the reply that just says, okay, whatever, bitch. Oh, dearie me. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of that situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, your support, your time always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.